Welcome to VCHH Playlist. How we guys doing today? All right. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you share the video, please. So, probably a week ago or so, I talked to you guys about the Miss Ruby situation, and it looks as if, from what I understand, is that she's been possibly apprehended. She is cooperating fully. She's demanding back in return full amnesty. I hear that her daughter was, they were looking for her, but I guess she hasn't been retrieved yet. What I'm understanding from with Ruby Freeman, she has given information about the Dominion, and which she had spoke about in that letter that I wrote you guys, that I read you guys the other week, and she spoke about what's her name down there, Stacey Abrams. So and who knows what else, but that's good news. I got a little slack because I was trying to help other Patriots out and tell them about it yesterday, and people were like, "Oh, source and this and that," and the first thing they yell out is source and this and that, and and it's just like link, and it's like, look, man, you guys can look this stuff up yourself. Like, I'm not your babysitter. Like, I understand you guys are used to possibly your friends and you're used to doing that. That's kind of like you guys is you know criteria around here is to call people out, and it's like I make sure that I look things up. Like, it was funny because I seen that there was something like local in Atlanta, that was released, but mainly what happened was it was a source through Lynn Wood, and then Lynn Wood had even retweeted the guy, his source. So for me, that was good enough. I figured, because I know Lynn Wood is down that direction, and he's probably more abreast about situations like that than I am. So the one thing you guys don't have to worry about with me is that if I'm going to give you something, I'm going to make sure that I look it up, and I'm going to make sure that I'll tell you where I got it from. But don't try to pressure me with link and source and all that just immediately. Like, honestly, just so it's kind of rude, especially when you don't know the person you're talking to. But and once again, there's a lot of new conservatives out here. It's not the conservatives you guys are used to. And I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm one of them dudes. Like, I'm a street dude, and like, I don't tolerate a lot of talk that you guys, kind of lip wrestle with back and forth. I don't do none of that. So you have to just, in other words, what I'm trying to say is respect who you're talking to, because I respect everyone that I speak to. All right. The next thing I want to say is that, guys, and this is the most important part, don't trip on dates. Okay, this is really what my video is about. So stop tripping about the previous dates we had before. Don't trip about January 6th. Don't trip about January 20th. The reason why I'm saying that, guys, is because God is in full control. What I don't want you guys to do is put a date on this thing, because when you do that, you're putting it into man's possession. And we all know that this is a spiritual battle. So it's God's battle. And when you try to give it to man, you're taking the limitation and power away from God when you do that. So that's why I don't want you guys to get so caught up on dates. Yes, it's going to happen. I believe it wholeheartedly. I believe it. I believe that you guys are out there praying. I hope you guys are fasting. I hope that you're seeking God, but I believe it's going to happen, but just don't put your stock into man's dates, okay? Because man is not going to save you. Man can't save himself right now, okay? And that's including, our commander-in-chief. He needs God. We all need him to get us out these situations. It's good versus evil. We all know that, okay? So don't get caught up with the dates. God works in the supernatural. Man works in the natural. So, we can't, the natural is what we see. What we don't see is through the supernatural, which is God's strength, his power, and his hand, and the way he moves, okay? Never put limitations on God, guys, okay? Because when you do that, you're saying that God doesn't have the power, or his power is limited to the man's dates, January 6th, January 20th. You're saying it's limited to that. So let's not do that, okay? That's the biggest thing out of this, all right? And I wasn't trying to rant earlier about just, the way people are, the way they get antsy about information. I know it's a trying time, and I know everyone is like, antsy right now. I get it. I'm with you guys. But we don't need to cause division between one another because of information, guys. We don't. Honestly, I give the information that comes to me, and there's so much information right now. And I heard a guy tonight say that there's no information out there, and I'm like, what are you talking about? We're saturated with information. We're saturated with, things that are going on right now, from, the DNI, intelligence, which I understood that he went ahead and he did talk to President Trump today, from what I understand. There's a lot we don't know. And, the 18th was a big day, we understand, because of the executive order from 2018. I believe that that's in effect because the president also spoke to the Secretary of, I think, Defense, and the sources he needed to speak to get that going. So, it's all going down. Even for me, it takes patience. I tend to run out of patience too at times. But what I won't do is I won't, put unnecessary pressure and force on other patriots who's bringing information. Instead of calling them out, what I do, guys, I just look it up. That's it. The information's out there. I really don't need anyone to put links or anything like that. Once they put something up there, I'm able to pretty much type it up myself, look it up. I don't use Google. I use DuckDuckGo. That's the best source you could use, guys. DuckDuckGo, Gateway Pundit. There's I'm gonna just try to help you guys out, to give you some shots out. There's a guy called the Hip Hop Patriot I follow. There's another name I wish too, but you got the Black Conservative Patriot. You got names are getting me. You got ABL. You got Officer Tatum. There's so many names out there, but there's new movements which I wish I remembered the names right now. I know the guy's name personally, but I wish I remembered the name to his actual kind of like his news source. But anyhow, there's a lot of different sources out there. I look those up, and there's many sources I'm not naming because it's off the top of my head. But what you do, instead of just trying to pressure other patriots, look it up, guys. It takes nothing for you to look it up. To me, that's laziness. It's lazy for you to want someone to put a source in and do the work for you when you can look it up. I never do that to people. I never ask people for a source or for a link. I just do it myself. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with asking, if you can't find it, but just that if that's the first thing you do without putting the effort into yourself, you're not doing the work. You feel better when you do it yourself. Anyhow, so I just wanted to discuss those things because it's important. It's important the way that we treat one another, because if we keep doing that, we're going to cause division within ourselves. And we don't need that, guys. I understand it. I understand that there's pressure. There's, once again, everyone's antsy. Everyone's kind of getting impatient. They're tired of waiting. They want to see things happen. We all do. And it's going to happen. But let's just keep it in perspective and keep it in God's hand. All right? So, man, I love you guys, man. I really love you guys. Please make sure, like I said, you share the video. Make sure that you smash the like. Make sure that you subscribe. And I love you guys. And, lastly, I want to say, remember this. Everyone loves you until You disagree with them. Then you find out who really loves you. I ain't talking about your family and things like that. I'm talking about more friends and colleagues and things like that you've dealt with for years. Okay? So I just wanted to leave that with you as just a quick outro. So thank you guys. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for showing me love. I just try to keep it real and all the time with you guys. Keep it transparent and talk about issues that people aren't talking about as well as issues that are current. In Jesus' name, peace.